Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it. You already know. Like a mother, like a, you know what? Let's just get straight to this. Welcome back to Gunners Collective TV. Make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. Ding. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the direction of the dope content that the gun is kicking. And I appreciate all the support. I'm very humbled by it. So, I've been looking into this Wes Watson, right? Wesley Watson. And I've been looking into this whole case, what's going on. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. For all you people that despise Wes Watson and hope that he rots in the pits of hell.
No can do, brother. No can do.
Unfortunately, this guy is gonna, there's gonna be a miracle. Yeah, it seems like blind luck follows the fool, right? And this fool does have some blind luck. Now, first and foremost, if you've been keeping up with this assault, this alleged assault that Wes Watson was involved in, then you can see right from the gate, there was a lot of people just like myself that was confused on whether this was a setup, on whether, Wes Watson actually, had the guy pull up for clout reasons or whatever. And then there was one moment in time when it was like, nah, this is fake. This is a whole bunch of fakery. The blows didn't even land. And then, oh no, this is some real shit. And it's back and forth, back and forth. At the end of the day, he was charged. He was formally charged and arrested the other day, and he had his day in court. Now, it's kind of funny how the one judge out of all judges he has, court with is kind of a semi-famous judge. Someone who we see on YouTube all the time, who's on social media, who actually shows her court cases in social media for whatever the reason is. Now, at the same time, this was the person Wes Watson went before. So, of course, hey, famous judge, Wes Watson. It's a match made in heaven, right? But I kind of tripped on this district attorney and this judge altogether because for one reason or another, they decided not to use Wes Watson's prior criminal history. Now, I understand that he moved from California to Florida. Okay, that's a big move. That's all the way on the other side of the map. And he did that for various reasons. He did that for his job. He did that because everybody's dream is to move to Miami, right? And he did it to get away from the skeletons that were in his closet in California. He understood that if he ever got caught up and, got criminally sentenced to any time, the state of California was no-go buddy. It's no-go buddy zone for Wes Watson, right? The Woods and the skinheads don't like you, brother. There's no coffee for Wes Watson in California. So, of course, that was a good move. He made his next move, his best move, and he moved out of state. So I'll say this. The charges are the same, yet the penalties and laws are different in Florida. So I don't understand why, for the life of me, they wouldn't use his criminal record. I've been locked up in plenty of states, different states, and my criminal record was always used. In fact, in one of the states, it was used more extensively than it would be used anywhere else. I mean, they went all the way to my past, to my murder charge as a youth. They ripped me a good one, right? Now, I know Wes Watson likes to rip his own self a good one, so you can't do that. I mean, you can't. That's like sticking an ant in a fucking the Grand Canyon. But at the same time, it made me wonder when watching that court with Wes Watson why they didn't use his criminal record. Now, initially, that was his first court, which was his bail hearing. You go in there, or actually, it's not even his first, it's in his arraignment. You go in there, you plead not guilty. They charge you with what they're going to charge you with. They provide you a public defender, or they advise you to get your own lawyer. And then that's that. You go to court. Again, you have a bail hearing, or sometimes they'll do the bail hearing right there at the arraignment. Hey, this is your bail. Or sometimes not at all. You just get a bail. Now, he posted bail. His bail was $5,000 on this assault charge. And I was like, whoa, my bail was much more. And all I did was hit a dude a few times. Okay. But at the same time, I guess because of the state, the laws, the stand your ground, and all the different things, Wes Watson actually picked the right state to go to. And this is the reason why I think he's going to be found not guilty. I think, the whole calling someone to pull up, I mean, those are just words. You don't really expect someone to do that, okay? You could tell anyone anything on social media. You can call a person a punk, a bitch, a sucker, all this. You could tell them pull up. You could tell them this and that. And if they do, that's on them, unfortunately. That is on them. They took the initiative. They took the chance, and I think the damaging, information here and the damaging clue to everything is that brother that pulled up to Wes Watson in that gym set up that phone camera for the clout, right? That was a mistake. That was an ultimate mistake. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm sure there will be a civil lawsuit filed because this guy got a broken nose and 2 black eyes and all that, and I'm sure he'll get cashed out. But as far as criminal charges, yes, he was charged initially, but I mean, a $5,000 bail where they don't even use your criminal record in California, that's odd. That's absurd. That's a miracle. That's anywhere I've ever went, they used mine. But I think because that guy set up that camera, it's like he went to cause the issue. And then he walks right up to Wes, who was minding his own affairs. Even though Wes told anybody and everybody to pull up, that doesn't mean that's what he really meant, even though we already know what time it is, allegedly, right? So when this guy pulled up to Wes, Wes had every right in the state of Florida to lightweight defend himself. Now, if weaponry was pulled out and used, that's a whole different animal, okay? And I know on that camera, you can see, on that video, you can see things, but quietly as it's kept, obviously the judge and the district attorney is not taking that into account. They're not really tripping off of that. I was talking to my homeboy the other day, and he was like, damn, Wes Watson is washed. And I said, not necessarily. Not in the state of Florida, and they're not using his criminal history. When has that ever happened? If I fucking jaywalk, they're going to talk about this guy was a convicted murderer. This guy is convicted of several assaults. This guy is convicted of robberies, right? No weird shit. Sorry, buddies. But this is what they're going to do, and this is what they're going to say, and they're going to use that or utilize that. They can even hit you with a career criminal if you have so many felonies. But it was just absurd that they didn't use Wes Watson's criminal history. Now, I don't know how many times Wes Watson's been locked up in his life. We all know about the home invasion robbery for the weed that he talks about all the times, that he was facing 30, 40, 50 years, and he ended up ultimately doing like 6 or 7, okay, in Oklahoma. But I don't know if he has an extensive criminal history. I don't know if it dates back to when he was a child and when he was out there running amok, or if he got caught up on several meth cases. All I know for sure is when they talk about using your criminal history, they're going to pull up everything that they have. It's not hard for the state of Florida to contact the state of California and say, hey, we have a guy here. This is the district attorney's job. He's fighting a case. I want to use his criminal history to basically show his character, to show that he's a repeat offender, to show that he has anger management problems, right? One thing I can say for sure that Wes is doing correctly, unfortunately, is he's staying off the internet. He's not putting out new videos. He's not challenging people on social media. And this is because I'm sure his lawyer told him to. Hey, stay the fuck off the internet. Stop telling war stories about how you were a shot caller for a white supremacist group. Stop talking about how you were calling shots, getting people whacked and hit all up in prison. Stop lying, because them lies will get you caught up. I seen a person one time, right? Trip out. We were cellies in prison. I'll never forget this dude. And any person that was a cellie, he wanted them to read his case. And he had boxes and boxes. He was filing all these appeals, right? All of a sudden. But he had so many different case files. And so as I'm reading through his case, he was in on a assault charge. He was in on a murder charge that he did not do. That he was not even in the same city when it happened. But he liked clout. So when this murder happened, what happened was that man chose to volunteer and basically tell some of the story that he had heard from whoever did it, right? And they ultimately charged him and locked him up and convicted him on the murder case. And so now all of a sudden he was fighting and he wanted everybody's opinion. Hey, read through my case. What do you think? I think you're innocent, bro. But I mean, shit, why would you do that? Stupidity. Just straight up stupidity, right? And that was all because he chose to run his mouth and lie on himself, and he ended up getting caught up. He thought it was all fun and games till it wasn't fun no more. It wasn't, definitely never no game, right? Now with Wes Watson, it's kind of the same thing. You would think that all these stories that he told from the past about shot calling and introducing drugs into prison and beating people up and no one fucked with him because he was the alpha, he was this, he was that. His aura woke everybody up, brother, right? All this Hulk Hogan bullshit that he talks would catch up to him, but obviously it isn't. I don't know whether it's because this district attorney, it's a fix, and because Wes Watson has money, they've chosen to overlook a few things, but it's definitely mysterious because especially in a state like Florida where, man, they give buku time. No, too buku, right? They give big time. They throw the death penalty on the table for a fucking stealing a payday candy bar. Like, they're not playing in Florida whatsoever. Absolutely not. And for Wes Watson to be seen on camera literally kicking a guy directly in his face, weapons used, other people involved, how is it that Wes Watson doesn't even get his criminal history ran, gets a $5,000 bail? I stole gum from a Lucky's when I was little and didn't have a $5,000 bail, right? A $5,000 bail to the people that don't know, that's only $500, 10%. So that means Wes Watson probably had that shit in his asshole. All he had to do was pull out $5 measly $100, which I know it seems like a lot in this economy, but you pull out $500 and voila, you're free again. Back to the prostitutas you may go. Back to fucking buying Birkin bags for whores you met on the internet. It's just crazy, right? But at the same time, I'm not upset about it. I'm just like, wow, I've never seen this happen. So when I was talking to my boy and he was like, oh, he's washed, Wes Watson's a rat. No, I think ultimately this guy's going to find his way into a not guilty verdict. Or if anything, take a lightweight deal for some probation and he's going to go pick up trash on the side of the road, which he'll probably pay someone to do. The fact of the matter is money makes the world go round. And when you are a lightweight celebrity and you have money, man, it seems like the laws pertain to you differently. I don't understand. First and foremost, I was very surprised Wes Watson was even charged in the first place. But I understand for good practices, the law enforcement felt that's what they had to do. But a $5,000 bail and they don't even bring up your criminal record. Now, don't get it twisted. Let's not get it all the way fucked up. Let's just fuck it up a little bit. That was only his first court date. He still is fighting this case. Now, ultimately, if he has a good lawyer, his lawyer can get at the district attorney and work a good deal. And from what I'm hearing, that is not the permanent district attorney on this case. That was just the acting district attorney for whatever reason. Now, he might get a dog. He might get a district attorney that tries to dog him out, and then this video don't mean shit. But I don't think that's the case. I think the fix is in, gente. I think Wes Watson is going to get a whole little bit of a slap on the wrist or found not guilty and be able to do his thing. Is he going to learn from his mistakes? Well, absolutely.
Hell no.
Wes Watson's not going to learn from his. He's not that type of character. He is a narcissist and someone who gets a little bit of money and doesn't know how to act, not a whole lot of it. That's the type of character he is. If anything, they are even fueling this monster more. What happens if Wes Watson gets a slap on the wrist or gets out? Well, now he feels like, see, he's untouchable. He could do whatever he wants. So the calling out of people, the talking shit, the whatever he does is going to all start over again and be even worse this time because now he can throw it in everyone's face. Look, I done smacked some dude, beat the shit out of him and didn't even get no time. Voila. Got him, right? Now, as far as him staying off the internet, that's smartest thing he could do. And I'm sure that didn't come from his big OP brain, right? I'm sure that came from, and it didn't come from Jake Johnson. Hey, Doggy, maybe you shouldn't do a video, Doggy. I'll do the videos for you, Doggy. Want me to set up a dumbbell Rob, Doggy? I got you, Doggy. I got you, Doggy, Doggy, Doggy. Oh, no, Doggy. What is that? Oh, I like that. Feels good, Doggy. Right? That's crazy. There's two things in this world Wes Watson's not doing right now. One of them is posting on social media. Smart. The other things is he's not doing legs, which he's never done, right? Just curls. I'm going to tell you guys straight up right now, staying away from the internet's a good thing for him, especially when you have an ongoing case, because anything you say can and will be used against you. And right now, I'm sure they're going to focus on it. But YouTube was not mentioned besides what Wes Watson said in the court case. It's just amazing that someone, the character of Wes, will probably be able to get away with this shit. And I know there's a lot of people that are advocating for him to get locked up. I'm not advocating for any man to get locked up. That's the last thing. I come from a long line of ex-convicts. My friends, my family, so many people I've been incarcerated with, I could call associates. And it's never a good thing to see someone who actually got out and made something of himself, even if he was working people out of their money, even if he was lying and screaming and yelling. You can't hate on the fact that Wes Watson made something out of himself. It might not be a something that we all agree with or like, but it's something. And when I see someone achieve, staying away from recidivism and staying away from going back, because there's a lot of people that go in and out, in and out. I was once one of them people until my mind got right, So to see Wes Watson finally get his mind right and stay away from that, it's a good thing. Whether or not you like that fucking sharmuta or not, right? That, how does John Bravo say? Asshole, right? Whether you like that asshole or not, he likes his, I'm sure, right? I know Wes Watson likes his own asshole. That no one, go where no one else has gone before, other than the Sharmuta Cartel, Kelly, Chuck Basher, and Wes Watson, numerous times, on numerous occasions. But to see an ex-convict, go back, no person who's ever done real time wants to see that. So I don't want to see that. But I am a firm believer, and also if you do the crime, you do the time. I think the evidence in this case is kind of overwhelming, unfortunately, for Wes. I mean, it's seen on camera, but again, man, there's a lot of flaws in the situation. Everyone's like, hey, it's open and shut. There he is on camera, stomping a dude out, kicking him in the face. That was overboard. Bam, lock his ass up. But you don't understand. It's not against the law to call someone out. It's not against the law to say, hey, pull up if you're feeling some type of way. It's not against the law to say, let's do this. Because ultimately, Wes didn't pull up to him. Wes didn't show up to him. Wes didn't cross that threshold or overstep that boundary. Yeah, he talked a lot of shit. But that dude pulled up, set up the camera, and went up to Wes. And I don't know if he pushed Wes first, I forget. But there was some definitely words being said, and Wes Watson felt, and his lawyer is going to say he felt intimidated. He felt scared for his life. And so he defended himself. Now, went overboard when other people jump in. But again, Wes is not ultimately guilty by association. Like, them guys chose to do what they chose to do if they chose to jump in. Wes didn't tell him to do that, or did he? One never knows, does one. But it went down the way it went down. So there's a lot of flaws in the case. And for that and that only, and the way it's looking, not using his background, which maybe the different district attorney will bring up Wes's background. Maybe they didn't know who the fuck he was. But obviously he had the famous judge with the famous guy, right? Fame, I want to live forever, right? That shit, she knew who she was talking to, right? I don't know, man. Maybe it's a money situation. Like I said, maybe the fix is in. Maybe it's rigged like the NFL. We don't know. But what we do know for sure is Wes Watson did get arrested on this case. But I think he's going to get found not guilty or, like I said, pick up trash on the side of the road. That criminal history thing is a very, very big deal. That stands out to me the most. That and the bail. $5,000 bail on that, what was seen on that video, that should have been with a broken nose. And I don't know how they do it in Florida, but in California, that would have immediately been assault GBI, great bodily injury. That was great bodily injury. You got fucked up. You would have been looking at some tizine. But this is just a simple assault. Probably will get dropped down to an attempted assault, misdemeanor, pick up some trash, and go to the school and teach kids how to learn their ABCs. It'd be some type of fucking community service. He's going to go to a bingo hall and show the old ladies his asshole and get them all turned on. I don't know. But someone's going to see Wes Watson's asshole, whether it's the bailiffs, the cops when he's going to prison and R&R, or some old lady at a bingo hall. Either way, he's going to get his rocks off. But I'll say this. I told my boy, I said, I don't think he's going to do a lot of time, bro. I think there's too much there to defuse the bomb. That's just being totally honest. I don't think he's going to do a lot of time, but we'll see. Anyways, with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Do you think, it's a wrap for Wes Watson, or do you think there's some shenanigans going on behind the scenes? They're not using his criminal record? Are you kidding me? Or maybe Wes lied and he doesn't have an extensive criminal record. Maybe he only has one, or maybe he was just a good old boy, never meaning no harm. Brother, right? Maybe he wasn't meaning no harm. When you don't have a big criminal record to use, why use it? There's nothing there. There's actually a YouTuber that I know has been locked up more times than I have. Look him up. Devonta has no criminal record. Why? Because he told. They cleaned that motherfucker. It was a trip. Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle for what I truly believe in. That's the betterment of all people. Let me know what you guys think about the Wes Not Guilty. I think he's going to be not guilty.